Hey friends, Jessica Mason here with another episode of Sober Story. So today we're going to talk about haters. Everybody's got them, and the larger your life, the more you have. Now, as addicts or alcoholics, we tend to have this reservoir of guilt. And in the past, I've talked about, guilt is inherent in addiction, but has no place in recovery. But that doesn't mean it's not there. There are memories that pop up and make us cringe. And it's an active process trying to forgive ourselves for that. It's one of the steps. It's a hard step, and it keeps coming up. So when people go out of their way to say hateful things about us, it definitely can easily tap into that reservoir of guilt and shame that we carry around. And it's easy to indulge in feeling responsible, feeling guilty about that. And the reason I say indulge is because it kind of scratches an itch. There is this underlying fear that if people knew these things from our past, that they would not love us, they would not accept us. And to have that fear validated is rewarding in a negative reinforcement kind of way. But don't allow yourself to do that. Don't allow yourself to take on what other people say and do. If somebody is taking the time to spread rumors or to tell stories, whatever they're doing, it's because on some level they feel that you're above them. Because if they truly believed you were below them, you wouldn't be worth their time. So for some reason, they seem to think that you are up here because they benefit from trying to stand on you. Somehow it elevates them to put you beneath them. Like, if I'm better than her, look how good I must be. But these things that people say, these things that people think, they don't have anything to do with you. Lies that people tell, you have no control over, and nor should you want any control over it. There will always be those people. They're inescapable. They're just a truth of life. And people throw rocks at things that shine. It is definitely true, because the brighter you are, the more people are going to feel your shade, and the more people are going to want to steal part of whatever it is you're doing to make them feel okay. I was confronted with some of these lies that were being told about me a month ago, and it contributed to a really, really awful 24 hours in my life. It was just the first trip down the hill. And, sometimes for addicts, when you start rolling, it's easy to gain momentum and just tear everything down. And I was confronted with some lies again last night, but my reaction was a 180. Certainly I had that bluster of, well, that's not true. How could they, and getting indignant. But I recognized it. Like, I know that's not true. I know that somebody going around trying to tell somebody that I was the one who cheated, when everybody in my life knew it as it happened, saw all of his affairs unfold in real time. Everybody who matters to me knows. They saw it happen. So what do I have to defend against? And the friend who reached out to me when the affairs were happening, when he was going around and telling people this, and said that I was too much drama and she pulled out of my life. Well, I was in her wedding. I was there when her friend Mary and them talked about her fiance's affairs. And this friend who's going around spreading all these rumors about my addiction, we were in active addiction together. So this is not about me. And I can't make it about me, no matter how itchy it feels to scratch that, it's not healthy for me to try to adopt something out of my control. I can't control it. And I no longer feel the desire to. And mindset is a real thing, guys. It is a real thing. And when you're caught in the thick of it and things feel so beyond your control, somebody telling you to change your mindset, trust me, I'm talking about like 5 minutes ago in my life. Somebody telling you to change your mindset, it feels really dismissive, because it's like, do you not see? Do you not see all that's happening to me, all that I'm going through? But Viktor Frankl, it was in several different concentration camps, and he talked about, your life is how you respond. Your life is not what happens to you. And I try to keep going back to that, because nothing I ever go through in my life is going to be as bad as a concentration camp. Nothing. And if he could have that mindset, it's ridiculous for me to think I can't because of what's happening around me. And he talked about the control in your life lies in that moment between stimulus and response. And my life has been very reactionary. Something happens, I respond. Something happens, I respond. And in that perpetual cycle, which means I was completely out of control of my life. I felt like I was in control because I was responding. But that meant that everything I did and felt was because of somebody else. And it wasn't how I wanted to respond. It wasn't how I wanted to feel. But I didn't feel in control of how I felt. It just felt like cause and effect. This happened, I felt this. But the same thing happened a month apart, and I responded incredibly differently. Yesterday, I had so much stuff go wrong. I mean, just like nonsense, getting stuck on the highway, couldn't get into a house I was trying, just little thing after little thing that was very frustrating, and those emotions stirred up, ongoing conflict in an interpersonal relationship, and I felt very reactionary, and I felt the emotions stir and the tears come, but I refused to give into it. And I'll get faster at it, like I'll sense it coming, I'll respond faster. That's the process of learning, right? The first step is recognizing, the second step is changing it as it happens, and the third step is making the change before the previous behavior happens. I'm in that second stage. As I'm seeing myself do this, I go, hold up. This isn't how I want to live anymore. I don't have to feel this way. I can detach from this. I don't have to detach from that person. I still very much love that person, but I don't have to feel this way. I don't have to surrender my control over my emotions and my thoughts and my behaviors. Those are all very much within my power. And the core of AA is the serenity prayer, right? Like the courage to change the things that I can. But, the serenity to accept the things that I can't. And the wisdom to know the difference. If there's something you can do about it, do it. If there's not, surrender it. It's so simplistic. And I swear when you're on the outside looking in, it just seems insurmountable. But I'm telling you, you can do it. And even if you have to grit your teeth and white knuckle your way through it and say, this is not how I want to be. In the moment, if you used to cry for 2 hours and an hour in you say, okay, that's enough, that's progress, man. You have to appreciate your little steps and keep moving forward. My life is mine. I know my life story. I know who I am. I know the things that I did and the things that other people did. And if you lie to someone and tell them you're separated and trick them into dating you when you're married, and then try to tell everyone that person destroyed your marriage, it's because you destroyed your marriage. I don't have to say it. Because everybody who loves me, whether they were there for that moment or not, would hear that and go, that's not right. And anybody who would believe it wanted to believe it. Anybody who believes lies about you, they were just looking for those stories. And it didn't matter what the story was. They saying that you are a crack whore, not kidding, and believing it, they wanted to believe it. They were secretly hoping somebody would say that about you. So let them. What does it matter? And yeah, sometimes it's going to affect your circle. Sometimes it's going to hurt people. Sometimes it's going to hurt people close to you. And it's okay to get upset about that. I am fiercely loyal to the people I care about. And when you hurt them in the name of hurting me, that pisses me off. But I will support that person. I will love that person. But there's nothing I can do. Those people know me. I don't have to convince them. And I sure as hell don't have to convince myself. People throw rocks at things that shine. But girl, shine the fuck on anyway. Welcome to the Fuck It 40s. Say what you want. Have fun. Obviously, hating me contributes something to your life that you need right now. I hope you find peace. I hope you let it go. Because we both know you're watching this video.